Oh, that's right. I have my sweatshirt on. Hopefully, I'll be able to see the gun show through it.
Okay. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, a couple fucking gun show pod. All right. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Couple Pines Pod. Today we are joined by my buddy Chase because he's in town. And so he's on the pod. And he actually came up with our topic.
Hello,
Yes.
everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Kollin and James.
Of course.
Welcome, our new friend.
Well, your new friend. I've known him for quite some time.
That is true. Welcome, my new friend.
Thank you so much.
And you're sure he sounds good?
He sounds good in my ears.
Okay, I trust you. You're the audio guy. All right, let's I guess we'll just start.
Slap it on him.
We started talking about the dart, and for people that every time I say dart, I just think of Strider, fucking tongue dart.
Oh, here, tongue dart.
So dart is a NASA project that they developed to literally crash satellites into asteroids to prevent them from hitting Earth. And they launched their first successful mission last week and redirected an asteroid. So then I was reading a Reddit thread and someone said, what if it wasn't a test and that asteroid was actually going to hit the world and kill everyone? And NASA said it was a test to avoid mass hysteria. And then Chase said, well, what if they've done that a bunch of different times? So we started talking about that. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
That's where we're at right now.
Was that concise enough?
That put it all nice wrapped up in a nice picking blanket.
It is interesting, though, because, it's fucking space. Like, that could have been something that could have wiped us all out. And NASA just literally launched a refrigerator at it and was like, nah, we're good.
Didn't they make a movie about this, recently?
Don't Look Up?
Yeah, it's...
Oh,
except,
there was that
except NASA in Don't Look Up is like, nah, fuck you. And then they just let everyone die.
Well, it's no, they didn't let everyone die.
Well, not NASA, but the whole world government didn't trust Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence.
And probably a dumb question, but the government owns NASA, correct?
Yeah, it's a government program.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before continuing.
Or at least government funded. So yeah. And then there's also classic. This is like modern day Armageddon with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck.
That's the movie. Okay.
Bro,
now instead of people, we can send fridges.
I think I've said it on the pod, but Armageddon made me cry the first time I saw it. Great movie. So yeah, they launched like a satellite the size of a fridge at an asteroid, and it hit the asteroid, and the explosion caused the asteroid to shift off course from Earth and didn't hit us.
I wonder if their ultimate goal is to be able to hit it with something that'll shatter into a tiny, tiny little space dust.
Well, I think that's part of it, but the big one, this system is intended for giant ones just to shift the course so it doesn't hit us.
I don't want to just shift the course of a giant Texas-sized space rock. I want that thing to be pixie dust floating through the empty vacuum so I know we're safe.
Well, that's why you send up Bruce Willis with a nuke.
I mean, fact of the matter is that if you do get into little pieces, it will still be not catastrophic, but still devastating. That's like the equivalent of rock hail just showering onto wherever it lands.
Yeah, bro.
A normal storm in Texas.
What's with you in Texas, bro?
Oh, the Chargers played the Texans today, and the person who runs their Instagram account put up this SpongeBob and Patrick meme where SpongeBob's the shape of Texas. He goes, Patrick, what am I? And he goes, stupid. He goes, no, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
So I got that in my head.
Nice, dude. So aside from NASA saving us all, we started saying, well, what else? And then we immediately went to the Cold War, which I think we think over here. I don't know about you up in Syracuse, but that was like an era of the government doing like shady shit, but for the betterment of humanity, which is kind of cool.
You think that was the start of them seeing how far they could push it? Like, how far can we go before people actually question what we're doing? If we say it's in the greater good, what can we get away with?
The start it, yeah, I guess.
Because
'Cause-
now it's like they have no rules. No one's
Yeah,
holding them back. They can do whatever they want. And no
yeah,
matter what it is, there's going to be a group of people sitting there going, hey, good one on, hey, good one on you. Let's go. Full bore. I support all this. And they're always the loudest group. So they can, I wonder how they started the plot. They've been scheming for a while.
well, yeah,
Since the Dark Ages.
This is like this is literally Emperor Palpatine, but with a giant group of people.
yeah. I don't think you can trace it back, but yeah, I guess like the 60s until now is when it really ramped up.
Well,
Right?
even during like World War II, I'm sure like so the whole like thing that I find interesting is that we seem to only know now what government is doing poorly at, and they're incredibly shameless about it. But you know, they're constantly doing things behind the scenes, and behind the scenes they're secretive. They're like have their secret groups, and a part of me is just wondering what about the stuff that we're not hearing? Is it even worse, or is it better? Like, have there been times that they've saved the day or saved the world, but for some reason couldn't even like, share it to the public? And there's like so many movies that are coming out, like claim that they're based off a true story. I'm kind of like, okay, maybe like 60-70% of it may be accurate, but we don't know entirely. But like movies like Argo, Imitation Game, are all these uh stories just about how government has done something right, but no one knows about it.
True.
That brings me back to the JMac thought process. If it was good and they knew that they were coming from a good place doing it, it wasn't like, well, we'll do it and we'll see which side comes to our favor. That would definitely be something that you'd want to come out and publicize as soon as it was 100% done and good to go. What is that new movie coming out with Zac Efron? That beer run movie.
What?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I know very little of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently, it's based off a true story.
Oh, yeah,
One of the
yeah,
guy's
yeah,
buddies
yeah,
went to
yeah.
Vietnam and he ran beer.
Yeah, to
Like,
like veterans or something, or during the Vietnam War. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
that is a true story,
How come no one's ever heard it?
yeah, why would you not publicize that like crazy? Yeah, obviously not to get more people to do it and die needlessly, but I mean, that's a huge morale boost probably for everyone who reads it.
But I have a
Oh.
theory that people don't read as much as they like should. I don't know. Like I keep on hearing these things where based off of a true story, and we see it in movies, and I think our majority of the general public, I think, indulges themselves in media more than actual literature. But they all start off as books, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, let's bring this to the big screen, and now people are like aware of everything going on. So they seem.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, everything is a lot more accessible now than it was during the Vietnam War. In the case of what you're talking about.
I missed it.
Did you have a Miyagi moment?
No,
I
he
almost
missed it.
did. I missed that little sucker.
Well, I think that's the biggest factor that we're talking about. Like, one, all information is accessible at all times, and two, we're kind of in an age of like, I don't know, negativity, I guess. So like, but also if the government did something to save us all, like if that asteroid was going to kill all of us, you fucking know that there'd be like riots in the streets about like, what else are you doing behind the scenes? Like, what other asteroids are going to kill it? Like, like solve one problem, but cause 50 more.
That is true.
So you only hear about the bad shit because everyone's already fucking annoyed and upset anyway. So it's like, yeah, just let them be upset instead of like trying to be the good guy. And then everyone's like, yo, fuck you anyway.
Start
But
sprinkling
also,
in.
people love drama, dude.
Oh, it feeds their souls nowadays.
Like, I'd rather watch a serial killer documentary than like a documentary about a guy who builds houses in like war-torn countries.
I mean, the new Jeffrey Dahmer series was probably higher up on the news feed than us hitting an asteroid and averting it to a different path.
I mean, yeah.
But people are
Fun,
saying that is amazing series.
yeah, fun fact, it did better numbers in the first week than Squid Game.
Suck it, Squid
interesting.
Game.
Yeah, it's officially Netflix's like biggest release ever.
Which is weird because there have been so many, even recent like Dahmer films.
Yeah, it's really weird that he's coming back. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, this dark shit is what people want. Why is there like 50 fucking Jeffrey Dahmers
I mean,
played by
it is
various hot
also
actors right now?
spooky season. It's getting to that
Fuck
time.
spooky season. Zac Efron did a fucking Dahmer movie like 2 years ago, right?
It was Bundy.
That was Bundy.
Oh, it was Bundy.
But
There was the
Little
Bundy
Sex
era too.
Pistols
There were
Bundy.
like fucking 8 Bundy shits came out,
I didn't
and now all of a
particularly
sudden a
care
bunch
about,
of
the Zac Efron movie. Because it was.
I didn't see it. I just remember it happening.
It was all right. I thought Efron did fine, but I hear that this new Dahmer.
It's fucking
series is,
amazing.
like,
Liv and I watched it in like I think one sitting. It was really good.
damn. And I also think Evan Peters.
He's fucking fantastic.
I think he like brought a lot of the audience.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's like I know he's not like a household name, but I know that he's like a very underrated actor that a lot of people love.
Yeah, he's not a household name, but if you've seen him act, you're a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
the
I think
government.
we're getting off topic.
That's what we do here.
I mean, it's
So we have Cold War, and then like I don't know. It's an interesting topic, but it's hard to talk about because like what are other examples of something that was potentially a threat that came out and they were like, oh, we kind of fixed it.
uh,
I just know that during the Cold War, like there was just all these threats happening left and right to the point where everyone was just like scared for their lives. And like I'm sure there was some sort of espionage that could have happened between, Soviet Union and all other countries, just making sure like whatever we can get out of that other country or like whatever secrets we can unfold can either better protect us. That's something that I've always thought, like, did we commit crimes to better protect ourselves from potential threats such as like, I don't know, invasion or not invasion, what's assassination probably, or
I mean, we do that to our own people anyway, so
fair.
It's also documented that like there were spies everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hope YouTube doesn't get mad, but like think about fucking what were they called? Internment camps, dude. Wasn't that Cold War era or was that what war was that?
That was World War II.
Really? I thought that was after that.
I mean, internment camps are still a thing today.
No, but I meant like in the US to prevent
Yeah.
espionage and invasion and
Oh,
shit.
I see what you mean now.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say, oh yeah, we got the guy, took him to our secret base, so we stopped what he was planning, and then it doesn't come out for a while after he's been tried and sentenced. I mean, there's that stuff, but on a large scale, I don't think
Something like Dart.
yeah, I don't see or recall anything of that size
aside from things we can speculate like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like I think it's easier for the media to scare us and be like bad, bad, bad than it is to hound the government to tell good secrets. I think that's the side I'm taking here.
Well,
You
can I ask a very thought-provoking question?
yes.
If the meteor, so if we knew about the meteor, or if someone discovered a meteor is going to come at us and destroy the Earth, would it be better for the government to not say anything at all and just like do what they can to prevent it, but at the end, if they can't, just have it be quick, instant? We don't have time to really like live in fear and dread.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
would it be better for them to let us know immediately?
No, I don't think in something like that, I don't think it's like let us know immediately.
Yeah, the masses cannot handle that type of information.
But then also, what everyone's going to be like murdering and looting and pillaging for a week, and then we get hit by a fucking asteroid and die. Or the government launches a refrigerator sized satellite at it and redirects it, and then you got to clean up that mess anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But that would also be pretty cool coming out if they were successful.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is until you're successful, don't tell us it's happening.
100%. Don't let the cat out of the bag until it has been completely redirected.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
maybe it's not people are negative.
Hold on a second. Bro.
Oh. Maybe it's that the government's so shitty that this is the first time they've done something like this.
That is very, very plausible.
Yeah, I agree.
Or like I said, they've done it in the past, but like, you know, we didn't have Instagram, so no one heard about it.
I wonder if they're going to start doing this trend of releasing all the good things they did in the shadows as movies.
I feel
'Cause
like
if
we're
you-
already living that.
Like what Chase was saying, like
Yeah,
intimidation
in the
game and
beginning of
shit.
the episode. Because how would you take it if all of a sudden they just came out and went and slapped the back of your head with the truth and were like, this is what happened, this is what we did, you never knew about it, but if we didn't do it, X, Y, and Z would be the way you're living. I feel like a lot of people would go, no, you didn't.
Well,
That I
yeah,
do
if
agree.
it's a fucking movie, yeah.
But
Well-
no, but if it's a movie, they can sit there and go, oh yeah, I can kind of believe this. I can
No, because if they have like fucking Tom Holland building the satellite that redirects the astronaut, I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck this movie. I'd rather hear it from the source. Like when I saw on my Instagram feed NASA's official post with footage, like live footage of the collision and all this shit, I was
that
like,
lady's
that's cool.
reaction was so much fun to watch. She
Oh,
just kept
the
getting happier and happier and happier.
yeah, the lady in the whatever it's called, flight room or whatever they call
Yeah.
it.
Oh my god.
That was a good clip. Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking did it, bitch.
But
Let's go.
Whoa.
Oh, hold on. You can't be calling people bitches in
Oh my gosh.
2022.
Shut the fuck up. I think a new take. I'm on my own side here. I think they haven't publicized saving the world because they just did it for the first time.
Because Hillary Clinton's a lizard person.
Outside of like Cold War shit, where like before we hit record, I was talking about reading the article about this Russian guy who, instead of like believing the spy reports he was getting about like the US sending nukes, was just like, no, they're not. So he didn't send nukes to the US, thus preventing the Cold War becoming a nuclear war. But I just heard about
for a good head on
I just heard about that last week. Why didn't I hear about that in school? But anyway, what I'm saying is, outside of like man-made issues requiring man-made solutions, I don't think they've ever prevented a natural Armageddon
Hmm.
because it's hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, also, I know single-handedly that they would not be able to prevent, you know, catastrophic disaster. They would definitely get like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos to like, with their stupid amount of money, to create something that will, like, I don't know. I feel like Jeff Bezos can make a uh holographic shield over the entire earth if he wanted, because he's just that rich.
True.
Those two pooling their money together, they'd
And
definitely be able to create one of those.
they could just stop like world hunger and poverty, like with their bank accounts alone,
And still have billions of
and
dollars.
still be like rich as fuck,
Yeah, you're right.
which is a very depressing thought.
Could. Hey, Bezos, instead of buying Thursday night football from the NFL, do something different. I'm already pissed I can only watch it with an Amazon Prime account. Like, what? This is not for the betterment of the people, Bezos. Where are you going, Cat?
To the moon.
You have to have Amazon Prime for the shield to work.
If it doesn't, there's just a square radius over your face that's uncovered.
It's powered by our Prime subscriptions. Like, that's how it gets its energy.
Presenting
God.
the new Amazon Prime Shield subscription.
That's a movie, dude, based on a fucking true story called Couple Pints Pod.
Even if they were to come out with all of, like, if they were to tell the public, listen, we're coming forward with the good things that we have done recently in the past, I don't buy for a second that they would, like, they would say that to get brownie points, not to actually educate the public.
Yeah.
And I feel like we as people have become so cynical towards
The government,
the White House, that we just don't believe anything they're saying anymore. Even if this was true, majority of people would just not believe it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to say earlier, but you said it a lot better. Like, even if they are doing this secretly, or if they have done it, I think they just know that everyone would be like, fuck you. You're lying.
Yeah, you're just trying to get some, brownie points, some street cred, just so that you can get our votes for the next election.
I wonder if you're trying to build this world of just blissful ignorance where no one wants to know what they're doing, so they can do whatever they want out in the open instead of having to do it in the shadows.
I already agreed with that, like a long time ago.
Did we say that on camera yet?
I don't know. I think they're actively doing that, though. Because also, it's not like we could stop them anyway.
Yeah, no, not at this point. Not anymore. I don't know if there was ever a point.
Oh, what?
A point where we could have, probably back with George Washington was the only point.
I was gonna say pre-first president.
That about it. That when they dipped the quill in the ink. Come here, bub. Come say hi. What are you getting scared of?
Maybe there's a monster.
I do kind of hope that there are some secrets behind, all this bullshit that we know as the general public about our government, that makes them, like, they're better servants to the public. Like, I just wish that what we're saying is true. Like, there has been catastrophes that they have prevented that we just don't know yet. Like, that's the optimist in me, because especially recently, it's just becoming harder and harder to defend them.
Yeah. I mean, if this was the beginning of Couple Pints Pod, I probably would have come out with some outrageous extraterrestrial theory of how we made a deal with them because we're on Mars and shit like that.
Yeah, you have
On Mars,
matured
by the
quite a
way.
bit. You have matured quite a bit. I'm proud of you, kid.
There's probably a reason why Area 51 is like blocked by the public.
So there's probably stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. Area 51, they're making fucking weapons and shit, and they just don't want people to know what they have.
Yeah, but how are they making the weapons?
With their hands, my dog.
By taking the craft they found falling from the sky, re-engineering it.
Or just like building nukes and
No.
stocking them. Yeah, but then you open Area 51 to the public, and then some fucking Russian spy comes over, and he's in the Area 51 museum, and he sees some shit he shouldn't see, and all of a sudden, Cold War V2.
Chinese scientists that have been exiled from their country seeking asylum. We probably were like, yes, come over here. Let's have you work on our projects. This is the shit we got. Then
Yeah,
you can
I
tell
mean,
us what you know.
We did that with literal Nazis. I'm sure they've done that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So Area 51,
Nazis were pioneers like for like
American industry,
well, not just American industry, but like the weird thing
which is so
that,
fucked up.
like, you know, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, like Nazis were like, you know, trying to find this like historic biblical power in the Ark of the Covenant. Like there are actual records of Nazis actually going out of their way to pursue stuff like that, like supernatural things that were always in legends. They were crazy enough to actually go seek this stuff out.
Oh yeah. Hitler had
And
a whole entire faction.
yeah, and like, you know, it's just super crazy to me, like that the things that we kind of associate Nazis with in like movies and media, like even the outlandish ones like in Indiana Jones, like they actually did that.
Yeah. They did a lot of crazy shit, which leads me to the point. If the government was doing all these things to protect its citizens, why do really awful things like what's going on right now, or Nazis, or totally preventable issues still happen? And the answer is because they ain't doing it. This has been
This has been. I mean, yeah, that.
I mean, I wouldn't even consider redirecting an asteroid saving humanity, because like that was just a silly comment I read and we spun it to make an episode. But like, I have zero faith in the government. I guess I'm happy we can redirect space rocks now, because that could be a threat one day. I don't. That's all I got.
Constant threat.
It is pretty cool though. They redirected something. I think they compared it to the some building in New York. It was either the Empire State Building or the Freedom Tower, but there was like, it was that tall
That's a big rock
and that wide, and they redirected it with a fucking fridge.
We got a space glizzy soaring right towards us, and we just redirect it with a fridge.
Yep.
How did they do it with the fridge?
Well, it was a satellite the size of a fridge.
Satellite size of
Yeah, but it wasn't an actual refrigerator.
You confused me with
it was just a satellite with like its end phase had like just a booster as like the fuselage that brought it up. So when it split off and they had it on course, it just like fucking ramped up and just obliterated itself. And then since there's no gravity, the asteroid went with that energy and missed us.
Damn.
Which is also like, how did it take you that long to come up with that? Like, that's some shit I would have thought they were doing like after they went to the moon. Which technically it is, but I mean like that, like 70s, 80s, like it's 2020 fucking 2. Why are we just figuring out we can redirect shit with inertia in space?
People believe that we would have jetpacks by now, or like hovercrafts, which we do, but they're not like
yeah, they're not. Yeah,
you know, to the public.
It's not like the Jetsons.
Or Back to the Future 2.
True. Which takes, when did that take place?
2015.
We're a little past that prime.
Yeah.
But we have pandemics and wars and stuff, so that's fun.
I mean, even now, there had to be some group from both administrations that were.
It's always some group with this guy.
Well, I'm saying some group so I can tread lightly, and the YouTube bots won't come and flag our video.
Some group are making the frogs gay.
Some YouTube bot group will come and make the frogs gay.
All right. Anyway, so some group did what?
On both sides, from, how would I put it? The parties that were in office at the time here and the party in office at the time there were going back and forth trying to either divert or plant, as that one guy would call it, false information within one's country. And we'll probably hear about that 10 years from now. Like, one random guy was able to plant such a lie in one of the countries that it completely diverted some sort of war that was going on, because one guy is calling another country some sort of dirty names, and the other place is coming over here dropping pots and pans, ching chong bing bong, and making dirty comments. And I guarantee a movie like that will come out eventually.
You lost me almost as soon as you started talking. I have no fucking idea the point you were getting to there. Do you?
A little.
You can cut this point out. I'm trying to say there had to be someone in the Trump administration and the Xi Jinping administration over in China sending people back and forth, trying to plant misinformation about COVID and what country had what part played in creating the virus with gang of function and the vaccine and shit like that, so that each place would come out as a spit and clean image in the end of it all.
Yeah, I definitely got to get rid of all that or we're going to get a strike.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's so beaten around the bush.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I don't fucking know. We have a minute left. Let's fucking wrap it up.
All right.
I have nothing. I don't.
So
fucking know, dude.
did we solve world issues or anything?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think we're spot on.
Kollin for president, dude.
Let's get it. I'll have you as my secretary, head of house, head of state, first lady.
Thanks, dude.
Well, this has been
Couple Pints Pod.
safe to say.
Trust your government. They're the government are the Avengers. Bye.